Professor Rotem Kaerni, and I work in the Institute for Medical Research, Israel, Canada, of the Faculty of Medicine at the Hebrew University. The recent publication that was published a few days ago in Nature about the discovery of genes that are responsible for the development of breast cancer is a breakthrough in our knowledge, and many of the genes that are involved we already knew about, and some of them are even responsible for pathways that we have drugs to inhibit these pathways. However, some of the genes that were discovered are completely new, and we didn't look to find molecules or inhibitors that will target these genes to treat cancer. In this regard, some of these genes are genes that are involved in pathways and processes that, for example, we are in the lab studying. One of the genes that was discovered is actually a gene that does not encode a protein. It only encodes a long non-coding RNA, which stays at the RNA molecule level. It wasn't known that this gene is involved in breast cancer. And our work and work of other labs recently discovered that this RNA molecule is actually is responsible for the development of breast cancer. And we are trying also to inhibit this molecule in order to treat cancer. And some other genes in this list, which were not known in breast cancer, they were not known in other types of cancers, we also try to develop inhibitors to inhibit them. Another discovery in this paper that was recently published in Nature is that actually we can now divide breast cancer into several subtypes, and much more than what we thought before. So before we thought that there are something like 5 to 6 subtypes of breast cancer. According to this paper, there are at least 12 subtypes of breast cancer, which actually emphasize the problem because we have different types of mutations in each subtype of cancer, and we probably can call them different diseases. So we say breast cancer, but there are at least 12 different diseases under the umbrella of breast cancer. And we have to target each subtype, and because it might be different in the genes that are mutated, and maybe also the drugs that we should treat. Another thing that we can use from this discovery that was published in Nature is that some mutations that were discovered in breast cancer also happen in other types of cancer, and for some of them we already have drugs that treat these genes or the pathway that these genes activate, and we can probably use it on the subtype of breast cancer patients. We can try and treat these patients with the drugs that were actually approved, for example, for metastatic melanoma or for some types of blood cancer. We can now try to treat the breast cancer patient which might benefit. So although it's a small population, it will be a very personalized treatment for these patients that bear this mutation. So this is another thing that came out from this, that will come out probably from this study.
The people that are suffering with this disease, now we can say that is op?
So it's still very early because the main thing that was in this discovery is the information. So we now know the information that this list of genes is the important list of genes, but we still have to study each of them to know what it's doing and how to inhibit the activity of this gene in order to reverse the cancer and to treat it. So there is still a long way, and there, of course, even if there is a drug in the pipeline, it takes a long time, and approval of all the authorities, trying it on many people to see that there are no side effects, that it's not toxic. So it's a big investment of time and, of course, money to take the gene to the molecule that inhibits it and to the clinic. It takes several years and a lot of money.